What's up, Kansas City? This is Katrinka. I'm representing Cascade Media Group today. I'm here to introduce you to Mr. Kartel Stylez.
My name is Kartel Stylez on my Instagram. I usually just go by Styles. I'm a multi-talented artist. I do murals. I'm a professional mural artist. I also feature at a awesome place called Graffiti Attic. It's the world's largest indoor graffiti wall. It's inside of Union Station, inside of the attic.
Okay.
And there's been over 300 featured artists that have been there. I do custom boots and custom shoes for celebrities. So I do a lot of celebrity fashion designing, jackets, shoes. I do tattoos full time and paintings part time. So I just kind of dip myself into a lot of different genres of art.
So staying busy as an artist, getting paid as an artist, that's something we love around Kansas City. If somebody wants to check out what you're talking about in real time while they're listening to you, where should they go?
They should definitely go to my Instagram at Kartel Stylez. Kartel with a K and Styles with a Z.
Who are these famous people you're putting shoes on? Give me a list. Let's talk about it.
I've done a lot of work with local rapper Tech9, and also done a lot of work within Strange Music, and also have done some for 50 Cent, Tyreek Hill. I've also done some boots for Travis Kelce. No, essentially I want to build it into a whole career. My inspiration, that comes from like multiple different places. Like I said, I'm a tattoo artist, so I have a lot of free range to play with ideas and designs. So that really helps me come up with a lot of things that I can put onto the boots. But I also do my research. So anybody that I'm working on, I like to find out personal things or things that are close to them, just to put things on there that will, kind of move them in a art fashion, and kind of make a stamp and an imprint and make my lane with that.
Make my lane. I like that. Okay, well, did you study art, or are you a self-made artist? Are you self-taught?
Okay. Yes. So I started doing art, just drawing art. I didn't go to school for art. I was actually an athlete. I went to school for being an athlete. I did track and field. Went through 3 years of college doing track and field. I started tattooing roughly a year after I dropped out of college, and I had a mentor. Prior to that, I opened my own shop, started doing my own thing, but then I wanted to take the initiative to go work around better artists and learn from other artists around me. So I quit that and opened up to being around other artists, and that essentially made me grow as an artist a lot. And that way I could kind of play off a lot of ideas and play off how other artists do their thing, and how I can kind of mix in my own thing and make my own genre of art too. I didn't really make a lot of good money until I was a very well-rounded artist. So it took me a good 5 to 6 years just to see some decent money within the tattoo world. It's not an overnight thing. You gotta be crafted, and the general public does watch what you do, and they do see your art, and they do watch you grow as an artist too. So that's another wonderful thing that the general public gets the eye on, and they get to see you grow as an artist.
I want to make sure that we're taking the time to give any advice to any younger entrepreneur or artist in your position. Maybe an entrepreneur artist who is just now going through that same transition from I'm going to leave college, or I've decided to change course and full-time dedicate myself to this. Do you have any advice for anybody in that position?
Yes, that it's totally okay to change your goals in life and kind of get rid of some that you may have not accomplished, and not that you need to accomplish them, because sometimes some things aren't really meant for you, and you kind of have to realize that and kind of go with your own flow and kind of go and try new things and do new things, and that's when you end up finding your own rivet to show something to the world. So my advice would definitely be to be patient with yourself and listen to yourself, and definitely find out who you are, so that way you can give the world exactly what they want from you and your talent.
That is wonderful advice. Give yourself
Yes.
a chance to grow, and then maybe you might be as successful, because it's, what you're doing is different. You didn't decide to go out and make art like anybody else. Of course, there's a million tattoo artists, but I've never seen anybody else do. I mean, every pair of footwear you sell is one of a kind. True?
Yes, one of a kind, definitely hand done by me. No design is the same. Unless I make two pair, then you guys might figure out something about that later on in my career. So I do got some bigger stuff coming in on the way that may be available to the public soon.
You probably think that you're bragging, but that's what everybody wants to hear. Tell us the coolest stuff. Tell us where you've been. Tell us who you've met.
Some of the coolest stuff, well, I guess it's beneficial being a multi-purpose artist, because I can essentially offer more. I can do footwear, and footwear is my main target because I'm kind of transitioning from being a tattoo artist to wanting more. And that's exactly what I meant by being patient, because tattooing pays the bills. And so I would like to step up to a bigger, higher level with my boots and stuff like that. So tattooing, I've tattooed Tyreek Hill. I did get the chance to tattoo a good portion, most of his stomach.
Can you tell us what you tattooed on his stomach?
Yeah, he got it was a negative shaded cross right there on the front side of his stomach, and I think there was also a Day of the Dead and a skull. I think that's what I tattooed on his stomach. Took about 4 or 5 hours. Was very generous, very humble, and he offered to let me tattoo other Chiefs players and try to hook me up and get good word out that I was a good artist to go to. So that was a very fun time, and got to meet a lot of his family. And I also did some custom cleats for Tyreek Hill for my cleats program within the NFL. And that was a cool, because each NFL player gets to wear a custom cleat and auction it off to their foundation within the NFL. And so I made a custom one for Tyreek Hill. And then I also sent him one down for the Dolphins.
Nice.
But I don't know if he's received that one yet. So
Well, maybe he'll let us know.
You're first to know. And who else? Tech9. I work pretty closely with Tech9, and Tech9 is a pretty cool friend of mine, and I've done a lot of different work for him. I have painted his basement at his house and had the opportunity to perform my art. Essentially is some of the biggest art in his house, covering three different walls in his whole basement.
Wow.
And that's an honor to be able to be in his presence and him watch me do that, because he definitely came down and watched me in my element and do my craft. So that was a cool opportunity to be around Tech9 for a good period of time. That was a once in a lifetime thing that some people only dream about, because I know Tech9 has a big fan base that a lot of people would die to meet him.
I was about to say, shout out Tech Ninjas and Strangers. This is Tech9's favorite artist. He painted 3 walls in his basement.
Yeah, I don't know about fame. I wouldn't say favorite, but
No, you didn't say it. I said it.
yeah. Well, I guess that's fair. Um, yeah, he's a very humble dude. He's very nice. He's very generous. Every time he sees me, he speaks and pays attention, and he never acts like too much. Never acts like he's too good or anything like that. And I respect him a lot, and yeah, he's a very good person to look up to because he's accomplished a lot of good things and a lot of things from Kansas City, and I kind of want to follow in uh, his footsteps. Not exactly, but in a way.
Right.
So he's a kind of a good person to look up to as a mentor and kind of walk around the ropes and the guidelines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a good friend, Eric Priest. I do a lot of work for him. I do a lot of tattooing for him. He's a professional boxer, and he fights out in Beverly Hills or LA, I believe. And he's one of my good friends. I do a lot of artwork for him, and I'm supposed to be doing some shoes for him, maybe. So that might be in play. T-Pain, he was one of my favorites. That was a really cool one because I made some boots for T-Pain, and Tech9 delivered them for me. Shout out to Tech9. Thank you for doing that. And it was a very interesting reveal because T-Pain doesn't like boots. And this is the first time for me saying this. I didn't know that at all. And then I figured it out shortly after. And so if you go check it out on T-Pain's video on his page, he released a video of him looking at them for the first time. Because he didn't know where they came from and he didn't know who sent them. But I'm very good at networking and I'm very good at getting a hold of who I need to get a hold of.
Fantastic.
So that's one of the things that I do take pride as an artist, that I do all the footwork myself, and I get a hold of everybody I need to get a hold of by myself. And that is a very essential thing when you're an artist that wants to climb the ladder.
Right.
And that's what I want to do with my boots.
That's awesome. I've got just one more question, which is, what was your first pair of boots?
I think that's actually a very good story. I actually gave those to Tyreek Hill because I showed him my boots and I showed him what I was doing, that I actually had given Travis Kelce a pair, and he has those at his house, and I showed him these pair of boots that I had given Travis Kelce, and he was like, oh man, I want some of those. And I was like, I do have a pair in my car, and they're my personal pair actually, and they're the first pair that I did. And I gave them to Tyreek Hill.
That is awesome. So
right after I tattooed him.
Those are going to be priceless one day, ladies and gentlemen. 10, 20 years from now, we're going to be trying to track down from Tyreek Hill that very first pair of boots. So hang on to it, Tyreek Hill. Make sure you put that in a safe.
I will say that I'm doing something on the 23rd of this month, and I will be delivering to another person. And you will definitely be seeing that on my Instagram here very soon as well.
Fantastic. Okay, so pay attention. Everybody get subscribed so we can figure out the big reveal of the new famous person wearing Kartel's boots on the 23rd. Yes?
Yes.
I appreciate you taking the time to do this with me so very much. I know that it was challenging for both of us to find peace and quiet, good lighting, but we pulled it off, and I think it's so exciting. I know that this city is already rallying around you, and now through these channels and with Cascade Media being able to broadcast this interview, and we're going to get a more professional, full on-site interview done as soon as humanly possible. We're going to go to his studio. We're going to see the boots. We're going to see some more of the artwork. We're going to talk to him in person. It's going to happen. So I know that everybody's going to be excited for that. And I know that everybody is going to be just so excited to watch you as you climb the ladder. You're doing an amazing job by yourself. And when you work for yourself, sometimes you don't run into many people who tell you that. So on behalf of the whole town, thanks for making us look good.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks.
Well,
and thank you for having me on this.
You are so welcome, and thank you so much.
Shout out to you guys in your company as well.
Oh, thank you. And shout out to Kai. I wouldn't know, without Custom Kai, I would still be wandering around lost, not knowing you exist probably.
Big shout out to her. Thank you.
So everybody, Kansas City, if you want to know what's up, you better tune into Cascade Media Group. And remember, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Good night.
The program is brought to you by the Kansas City Business Association.